And this is the one game where experience does count. But it's fun. But the great thing about it is you can play it forever. As long as you can move and stand up, you can play.
Yeah.
Because if you play someone with better skills than you, all they have to do is hit the ball to you, and you hit it back. But if you can hit the ball away from a better player, then they don't mind playing because they run and get it. So it's exercise no matter who you play with. It's a game that you can get great exercise from.
I was asked to join a USTA team when I was 47 years old, and it was non-age bracket. I could have played in 45 plus, but I didn't want any handicaps, so I wanted to play with everybody. So I joined this team, and our number one singles player was 22 years old. Our number two singles player was 23 years old. I was our number three singles player. I was 47 years old. So like he said, you can play all ages. I played a guy when I worked at the Friends Home at Woodstown when I was the administrator down there. He was 85 and he beat me. I was in my 30s. The next year I played him, I beat him in a set, but he was 86 then.
And I'm looking for the 70-plus crowd because I don't want those youngsters anymore. And his health, the only thing is it's a great exercise, and it's an exercise that doesn't get boring because there's a competitive aspect to it. You're playing against yourself, but you're also playing against your partner. Now that Robert, now that Robert and I have hit, we've talked about hitting going back 2 years, and this is the first time we've had an opportunity to hit. I'm going to invite him to hit again because I enjoyed playing with him. And whether you win or lose is self-testing, but it's exercise, and it beats walking, okay? I walk, but this is a lot more fun for me than walking. So it's the exercise aspect from a health point of view. Eat right, exercise, live longer.
I counsel people in the way of health, which is macrobiotics, which is food. When I counsel people, the only exercise I recommend is walking a half hour a day, and I do that, sometimes more. I don't run. I love running. I'm like Jim. I want to be out here doing something to keep my mind off the running, but I'm still doing it. You know?
Yeah.
And tennis, in terms of an exercise, there was a great debate among the physical community about whether it was a good aerobic exercise. And at first they said no, and then they started measuring the pulse rate and electroencephalograms, and it's a very fine aerobic exercise because you don't stop long enough to really chill. You stop and go, but your metabolism stays up. And I don't know about Jim, but after I play 2 hours of tennis, I'm hyped for 6 hours after I'm done.
Greens, as much greens as possible, and fruits. As green as it can get and as much fruit as you can get. And I tried to go on a completely plant-based diet, but it was just too boring for me, so I had to go back to my fish. Stanley, I couldn't stay on it. The food just wasn't helping me, so I went back to fish. So greens, fruits, and fish.
Okay, macrobiotic expert, what do you have to say on it?
Fish in the macrobiotic way 1 or 2 times a week is okay. I don't eat anything with eyes because that's God seeing his world. So the only thing I eat with eyes is potatoes. But what I eat is whole grains and what Jim said, leafy greens, collards and kale most especially, because that's what builds the blood. The hemoglobin in our blood, which actually transforms and renews itself every 8 days, is a simple chemical transmutation from the chlorophyll. So anything green is going to help build your blood, especially leafy greens. Collards, kale, turnip greens, not iceberg lettuce, that's just water. But any of the darker greens will help build your blood. So the best way to affect your health and improve it, since your blood circulates oxygen as well as all the nutrients from your digestive tract to all the cells of your body, the best way to build your health is to build your blood. And the quickest way to do that is just eat more leafy greens. So I'm 100% with Jim on that.
Oh, I've been practicing healthy eating probably since I was 50, so at least 20 years.
Wow.
But no specific diet. As far as the greens now, I would say we're looking at strictly greens probably the last 3 months by just going greens, fruit, and now, like I said, some fish.
That's amazing.
Also, any green food is especially beneficial for your liver. Anything green of the plant kingdom will assist the liver. Most all Americans eating the standard American diet, or SAD, as I call it, we have liver issues and we have kidney issues because of the animal protein and the meats that we eat and the simple sugars put a lot of stress. And then people that are using medications, I'm talking prescription or recreational, that puts a lot of stress on the liver. People like myself, at one point I was taking 17 vitamin supplements a day. I haven't done that since before 1995. That puts a lot of stress on the liver because it's like a little time capsule just exploding. Even though each nutrient was necessary and I took no multivites, I was making extra work for my liver. So I haven't taken I haven't taken any vitamins since 1995 when I started macrobiotics.
That is amazing.
Here's a poem I wrote after I started macrobiotics. It's quick, it's 17 syllables. It's called Missing the Big Picture. Fragmented approaches reflect the food which we eat, parts without the whole. Bottom line is, you want whole health, you eat whole foods.
The last soda I had was a tonic when I was doing gin and tonics, vodka tonics, and then when I saw the sugar contents in my tonic, I said I had to give that up. So it's water, apple cider vinegar and water. I don't even juice anymore because they take the fiber out of juicing, so I eat the whole fruit. So if I'm thirsty, I'll eat an apple or an orange. And I get as much juice out of it as I could because it's like over 70% water, any of the foods that you eat. The first thing I would say to any young person is to go to their moms and say, Mom, Happy Meals are not good for us. Fast food restaurants are not good for us. Whatever the pizza advertisement on television isn't good for us. Mom, let me introduce you to the kitchen. When you go to the store, stay to the outside aisles where the food isn't all packaged up and start eating greens, fruits. Get rid of all the chips, all the cookies, all the candy, and substitute fruits. And you'll be amazed how healthy you'll feel and better you'll feel. And you'll actually want to get up in the morning because you're not going to have all that stuff that's just dragging you down.